Actually, lately, Sonny's not been in the videos. He's been on the balcony. He likes to be out on the balcony in the sunshine. Probably because we ain't got the air conditioning on at the moment. I'm just going to be doing a gentle yoga class. So we're not going to do too much jumping around. Up and down, up and down. Start with your hands on your knees, shoulders back. Relaxed, just like Sonny. Whenever I'm not on the mat, he tries to get on the mat. I don't know why. He's got nice blankets and rugs, but he does. So this is Sonny, my little ray of sunshine. You'll see him on the YouTube channel. He's quite often here in my classes. Shoulders back. Relax. If you're playing my playlist, listen to the music, listen to the birds, or just listen to the peace in your home, in your mind. Focus on breathing. I'm not going to talk a lot in the next few moments. I want you to listen to you. So your shoulders are back. Gentle breathing. Release your right ear to your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release your left ear to your left shoulder. Come back to center. Release the left hand on the outside of your right knee. Right hand behind you, palm facing away, palm facing the floor, fingers facing away. Inhale, gentle spinal twist. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale, if you want to deepen this pose, pull on the left hand, push on your right, look over your right shoulder. Inhale. On an exhale, look over your left shoulder. Slowly release, hands on your knees. Inhale. Exhale, let all of your thoughts just run away with you, just let them out. Right hand on the outside of your left knee, left hand behind, fingers facing away, just behind your spine, palm flat on the floor. Inhale, on an exhale. Twist, look over your left shoulder, pull on that right knee, push on your left hand. If you want to deepen this pose, inhale, twist deeper on your exhale. So inhale to deepen, exhale to lengthen. Focus on breathing. Maybe you're here to flush out all of your toxins from Friday night. Hands on your knees. So we're finally clapping and cheering all the health workers in Miami, and last night was really amazing. I'll post the video later. The music, there was bongos playing, it was amazing. But we're here to forget about that. Inhale, exhale. Release your feet out to the side, toes flex. We're just doing some gentle movements. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling, palms facing in. Inhale, on an exhale, you're just going to hinge from the waist. Both hands parallel with each other, reaching towards the side. Just hold it and breathe. So you're going to feel the stretch on your left side. You're going to feel the stretch in your hamstrings, the back of your legs. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, reaching over to your left side. Maybe look up at your right elbow. Okay, the music has stopped, but that's fine. I'm just going to listen to my voice. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, reaching over to the right side. Inhale again. Exhale, reaching over to the left side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, palms facing away. Reach your hands towards the top of the mat. Gentle spine stretch. Drop your head towards the mat, chest towards the mat. Just relax and breathe. Slowly walk your hands back to center. Place them on your thighs. Roll those shoulders back. Sliding your feet together toes flexed. Raise your hands above your head, palms facing in. Inhale, forward fold. Just let your hands land wherever they need to be. So we're just doing some slow stretches with our spine and our hamstrings, the back of our legs. Just relax and breathe. Slowly rise. Pull your heels in towards your hips. Hug both knees. Bring your forehead towards your knees. Just relax and breathe. Feel your spine stretching. If you want, you can grab the opposite elbows. Feel your shoulders stretching, your spine, and just drop your head to your knees. And just focus on gentle breathing. Just hug yourself. Make yourself feel secure. Feel whole. Take a few breaths here, relaxing. Slowly rise. Release your hands by your side, fingers facing forward, palms facing down. Slide your heels to the top of the mat again. I'm going to turn to a slight angle. So we're just building up slow stretching for now. We are going to move into a little flow and some balancing. Hands by your side. This is called staff pose. Shoulders back, fingers spread wide either side of your hips, toes flexed towards your chest. Release the right foot on the outside of your left knee. Release the right hand behind your spine, fingers facing away. Palm flat on the floor. Raise the left hand up to the ceiling, palm facing away from you. Bring your left elbow against your right knee. So inhale, on an exhale, gentle spinal twist. So we're focusing on twisting the spine today, stretching the spine in a forward fold, backward fold, and twisting in different directions. So inhale, on an exhale, just like we did when we were seated, push that left elbow against your right knee, look over your right shoulder. Slowly come back to center. Release the left hand to the mat, right hand to the mat, fingers facing forward, palms flat on the mat, right foot meets left. Take a breath. Then we switch sides. Left foot on the outside of your right knee. Left hand behind, palm flat on the floor. Raise the right hand to the ceiling, palm faces away from you. Inhale. On an exhale, push your right elbow against your left knee. Look over your left shoulder. Push on this right hand, push on your right elbow. But remember breath to movement. Inhale, move on your exhale. Slowly come back to center. Pull your heels in towards your hips. Hug both knees. Bring your forehead towards your knees. Feel your spine stretching. Slowly rise. I'm going to turn to the side so that I'm the same as you on your mat. Crossing your legs, hands on your knees, shoulders back. Inhale, look up at the ceiling. Let's arch the spine for cow pose. Exhale for cat. Relax the shoulders towards your knees. Inhale for cat. Exhale for cow pose. Cat pose. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Slowly release your shoulders back. Walk your hands to the top of the mat. You're going to roll over your knees however you need to get there, coming into tabletop. Give me a few dancing lions. So you're going to push your hips towards your right heel, over to your left, rolling over your left wrist, right wrist. That's a circular motion. You're warming up every joint in your body. So your ankles, your knees, your hips, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Eyes can be closed here. Push back as you come forward. Place some weight on the wrist so that strengthens our wrists for our downward dogs, planks, headstands, whatever your practice is for you. But we do need to strengthen those wrists. Pausing at the top, reverse direction, so counterclockwise. or anti-clockwise, wherever you may be in the world. Just swaying, feel the movement, eyes can be closed, listen to your breathing. For some reason my music keeps stopping, but that's okay. Come back into tabletop, take a breath here. Flip the toes, we're pushing up into our first downward dog, so you're on your toes. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers spread wide. Push your hips up towards the ceiling. Nice deep V shape. Walk the dog. We always walk the dog on our first dog. So bending your knees left and right and paddling those heels towards the mat. Ears between your biceps. Suck that core in. Push those hips high. Feel your pose from your toes to your fingertips. Release both heels to the mat, coming into your full downward dog. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. This class today is taking it a little slower so we can be mindful, deepen your practice, really focus on your alignment. So, walking your hands back to meet your feet. Some of us are propulsion where we can do this with ease. Some of us have a different range of movement. So however you need to get there. Some may need to, you can separate your knees and walk your hands back. Once you get towards the back of the mat, then you can release your heels. Release the hands from the mat, forward fold. So knees can be soft in a forward fold, or they can be straight. Depends on your practice, your flexibility, your range of movement. Always listening to you and what you need. So if your knees are soft, push the hips higher to feel the stretch on the back of your legs, your hamstrings. Your hands are just falling towards the mat at the moment. Top of the head's falling towards the mat. This is a gentle forward fold. Weights on the front of your feet, almost coming off of your heels. Push those hips high again. Inhale, reverse swan dive. So we're going to reach our hands out to the side. Really reach out to the fingertips. Inhale, hinge and rise. Move into your breath to movement. Feel every part of your body where it's moving. Tuck the tailbone in. So you should use your core, your glutes, your quads. Raise those hands above your head, palms touching. I'm going to step to the middle of my mat. Palms touching. Interlace those fingers. Release the index fingers. Inhale. On an exhale, reach over to the right side. Push your hips to the left. You want to stay square to the front of your mat. You're literally hinging from your waist. Maybe look up at your left elbow. We're not going to stay here for long. Inhale. On an exhale, reach over to the left side. Push your hips to the right. I wish I had a camera that would move around everywhere from what I can see. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, gentle back bend. Reach the hands towards the back, push your hips towards the front. Your heart shines towards the ceiling, weights on the front of your feet. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands back into a downward dog. You may need to step the toes to the back, hands to the top, coming into a deep V shape. Release your knees to the mat. Keep the toes tucked in on the mat. Walk your hands back. We're going to stretch the soles of our feet. Hands to heart center. Shoulders back. Gazing forward. This can feel uncomfortable, so you focus on breathing. Breathing into the pose. Inhale. Relax. If this is too much for your quads, you just slightly rise, take the pressure off. The intention is to stretch your toes. Release your hands to the mat. Release your toes to the mat. Sit back on your heels. Take a breath here. Raise your hands above your head, palms facing away. Forward fold, hinging from the waist. we're gonna relax into child's pose. So drop your head to the mat, relax your chest to the mat, hips towards your heels. If you need to, you can separate your knees. Slowly rise, tabletop. Flip the toes, downward dog. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. Knees can be separated however you need to get there. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Swing those hands out to the side, reaching them high towards the ceiling, palms facing in. Relax your shoulders. Inhale. On an exhale, give me a back bend. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Release your hands to the mat. You're going to soften your knees. This is a curl. So drop your hips towards your heels. Bring your forehead towards your knees. Your hands are supporting you. So this is a squat and curl. Release your heels to the mat, forward fold. Reverse swan dive. Palms facing each other. Gentle back bend. Push your hips towards the front. Look towards the back. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, we're going to squat and curl. Release your hands to the mat like a forward fold. Coming up onto your toes. Release your hips towards your heels. Bring your forehead towards your knees. Squat and curl. Release your heels to the mat. Push those hips towards the ceiling. Inhale, hinge and rise. Reverse swan dive. Gentle back bend. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release your hands to the mat. Squat and curl. Come high on those toes. Hips relax towards your heels. Bring your forehead to your knees. Release your heels to the mat. Push those hips to the ceiling. Inhale, hinge and rise. Reach those hands high towards the ceiling. Palms coming in, hands to heart center. Shoulders back, relax and breathe. Gentle breathing, being aware of your inhales and exhales. Release your hands by your side. Step the right foot to the top of the mat. Flip the left foot so it's parallel with the mat. We're coming into traditional warrior two, but instead of coming from a low lunge, we're stepping into it. So this helps for anyone that's not done a lot of yoga. Instead of jumping around from downward dog, left leg high, stepping in, we're going to focus on how we step into a warrior two. So the right foot's at the top of the mat, the left foot is parallel, or it may be at a slight angle, because every one of us has a different range of movement within our joints and with our flexibility. So if parallel doesn't feel right, angle to where you feel you're in control, it's comfortable, and you're able to push on the back of the mat. Then you're going to sink the right knee so it's directly above your right ankle. Please remember, guys, that Facebook films the other way around. Still work with what I'm saying. If I'm saying the right knee, use the right knee. Don't go by what you see on my screen with me, because it's the opposite. The right knee centered over those right toes. Release your hands to shoulder height, warrior two. So you're squeezing those fingers together. The chest is open to the side. Gaze down that right middle finger. This is where the warrior two should be. This is the alignment for warrior two. Inhale, on an exhale, sink a little deeper. So you're stretching the mat with your feet. The left foot's pushing at the back, the right foot's pushing at the front. The right knee is stacking over the right foot, so you can feel the quad working. You can feel the inside of the left leg working. Open that chest, gaze down the right middle finger. You want to deepen this pose. Inhale, sink a little deeper on your exhale. We're going to hold this pose, but not the breath, so you can feel the alignment. It gives you time. It's not like when we're in the studio and we have these crazy diehards, I love them, where they want a fast flow. This is time to think about your pose. So hold the pose, not your breath. Reverse your warrior. So the left hand slides down the back leg. The right hand reaches towards the ceiling and beyond if you wish. Still keep the right knee pushing to the front. As we reverse the warrior, it does slip out. So Don't underestimate when we're moving slower and holding the poses. We work harder actually and deeper. You want to deepen this pose. Inhale, slide your hand lower down your left leg. Keep that right knee. You'll see me as well. I just move down, move back in by pushing that right knee towards the front. Come back into a warrior two. Straighten that front leg, the quad. Take a breath. That should feel good. I know I need to breathe. Pivot the right foot so it's parallel with the left. Swan dive down for a wide straddle stretch. Drop your head towards the mat. I'm going to turn to a slight angle again. So those knees can be soft. If they're soft, push your hips higher so you feel the pose. Release your hands underneath your chest. Drop the top of the head so it's pointing to the mat and you're looking through your legs. Inhale. On an exhale, just push those hips higher, which means you're pushing the back of your legs towards the back. Inhale again. On an exhale, just let your head come closer to the mat. You're coming off of those heels, almost tipping. Hold the pose and breathe. Release your hands to your hips. Inhale, hinge and rise. I'm going to turn parallel to you again, so I'm in the same position. So we're going to move into warrior two on the left side, facing the back of your mat. So we're not jumping around and twisting too much. So the right foot's on the back of the mat, is parallel or to a 45 degree, whatever feels good for your ankle with a range of movement. Left foot's pointing to the top of the mat. Stack that left knee directly over your left ankle, centered over your left toes. You don't want your knee, your hip opening to the left or to the right. You want to control this warrior two. That's why it's called a warrior two. You're there to be fierce. Hands out to the side, shoulder height, fingers squeezed together. Inhale. On an exhale, sink a little deeper with your knee over that left ankle. Reach as wide as you can to both fingertips. Chest is open to the side. Now gaze down that left middle finger. So kind of lose your vision, your focus. You just want to gaze down that left middle finger. So everything else should be out of focus. You're just looking at the middle fingertip. Sink a little lower. Remember, use your breath to movement. So you should feel that left quad. You should feel the inner thigh working here. You're still stretching that mat. Reverse your warrior. Right hand down the back leg, left hand towards the ceiling. Inhale. On an exhale, reach the left hand towards the back. Maybe look up at the left elbow. Still keep that left knee pushing to the front. Inhale. Come back to center, shoulder height. Release the left quad. That should feel good. Take a breath. Left foot parallel with the right. Interlace your fingers behind your spine. Squeeze those elbows together. Toes are parallel with each other. I'm going to go to a slight angle again so you can see. Open the chest. Inhale. On an exhale, forward fold. Stack your hands above your shoulders, gazing through your legs, top of your head, pointing to the mat. Just breathe. Feel your shoulders stretching and the chest. Knees can be soft. If they're soft, push your hips high. Inhale, hinge and rise. Nice and slow. Feel every muscle in your body working. Release your hands by your side, palms facing forward. Coming back into your position. Just roll those shoulders. Bring your hands to heart center. Pivot your heels to point in, toes to point out. Inhale. On an exhale, we're going to squat. We're going to work the quads and glutes again. Again, I'm coming to the side. Shoulders over hips. Tailbones tucked in. You're using your core. Hands to heart center. Sink a little lower. Goddess pose with hands to heart center. Inhale. You want to deepen this pose. Move on your exhale. Inhale and rise. Relax those thighs. Take a breath. I can feel this. You're working the biggest muscle, so it uses a lot of energy. working your quads, glutes and core. As you can probably hear from my voice, I can feel my heart rate is up and I'm out of breath as I'm talking. Hands to heart center again. Inhale. On an exhale, you're going to squat down. Raise the left heel. Sink into that left knee. Just breathe. Release the left heel, raise the right heel. Shoulders back. Release the right heel. We're going to raise both heels. Always to your level. So if it's a fraction, a millimetre, a fraction, just feel that rise. But you're going to inhale, you're going to move on your exhale. The natural thing is you tip forward, keep the shoulders back. Tailbone tucked in, core tucked in. You'll breathe in. The higher on those toes, the higher those heels, the easier the pose. You will tremble. Release your heels. Slowly rise. Take a breath. Maybe I should put a thing on my heart so you can hear it. Pivot your feet so they're parallel. Inhale. On an exhale, forward fold. You're just going to release your hands to the mat. We're just stretching here. Don't think about your alignment, your pose. Just drop your head to the mat. Push your hips towards the ceiling. Relax your hands on the mat. Just take some breaths here. So we're stretching the hamstrings, the quads, and we're taking a moment to breathe, a moment to pause. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale, hinge and rise. Nice and slow. So you feel your quads. Your quads should be quite firm. And your glutes. Pivot your feet to face the front of the mat. Actually, we're going to stay like this. So the right foot's at the front of the mat. Left foot's at a slight angle. Raise your hands above your head, palms touching, thumbs crossed, chin to chest. Inhale. On an exhale, forward fold into a pyramid pose. So palm grip, straight leg, or you can separate your hands and soften your knee. The intention is to bring the forehead towards your knee. So just breathe here. Inhale. On an exhale, bring your forehead close up. Maybe straighten that front leg. Just listen to your edge. If you separated your hands, bring your palms back together, thumbs crossed, chin to chest. Inhale, hinge and rise. We're going to pivot our feet to face the back of the mat. So pyramid on the left side, facing the back of your mat. So that right foot's pushing at the back, left foot's parallel with the mat, pointing to the front. Palms touching, thumbs crossed. Inhale. On an exhale, hinge from the hips, folding into pyramid pose. You can stay with the palm grip, straight leg, or you can separate your hands, soften your knee. The intention is forehead to knee. This is a compression, just like in child's pose, half tortoise, forward folds. This compresses all of our organs, which in turn flushes all of the toxins out, which is what we really need at the moment. Inhale, and on exhale, bring your forehead closer towards your left knee. If you separated your hands, bring your palms back together, thumbs crossed, straighten that front left leg. We're using our quads, glutes and core to rise. So inhale, hinge and rise. Release your hands to your hips. Pivot your feet to face the front of the mat. Step the left foot in to meet the right. Hands by your side, palms facing forward. We're going to do one balancing pose and then I'm going to come down to stretch and do a little bit of core work. I'm going to go to a slight angle again. All of the weight on your left foot. Hands by your side, palms facing forward, shoulders back. Bring that right leg into a 90-degree bend, right foot flexed. If this is your edge, if this feels good for you, that you can focus, you can feel your edge, you can feel your quad working on your right thigh, shoulders are back, you can feel there's a slight tremble on the left leg, which means you're pushing to your edge. If you need to deepen the pose, place the left hand on the outside of the right knee. If you want to take it further, right hand behind you, shoulder height, palm facing away. One stage further is to look at your right thumb. So you're in a spinal twist in this challenging balance pose. Release both hands to the front right knee. Interlace your fingers, so we're still working on that left leg. Inhale. On an exhale, pull the right knee in towards your shoulder. Squeeze those elbows together, you're using your biceps here. Release the right foot to meet the left, hands by your side, take a breath and breathe. Inhale, let it out. Placing all the weight on the right foot. So imagine the right foot has four corners. Shoulders are back, tailbones tucked in, being aware of your core. Left leg up into a 90-degree bend, left foot flexed. Hands are by your side, palms facing forward. If this is where you need to be for your yoga, for your practice, you stay here, you gaze forward, you focus on your breathing. If you want to come with me, right hand on the outside of your left knee. Left hand reaches behind you, shoulder height, palm facing away from you. If you want to take it deeper, look to your left thumb. This is challenging. This is, if you can see, I'm wobbling. This foot is still recovering from the fracture. It's definitely not as strong, but it's getting there because of my balance with my yoga. Release both hands in front of that left knee. So their fingers are interlaced just in front of the front knee. See, you can see where I'm weaker on this side. This is good because it tells me that I am not fully recovered yet, and I should be focusing on my recovery as well as teaching people their yoga. Pull that left knee into your left shoulder, avoiding your rib cage. Squeeze those elbows to the side, you're using your biceps. Release the left foot to meet the right. I can feel that. Take a breath. Breathe. This does make me smile. I do enjoy teaching. And for some of you, all of my old friends in London, I do smile. Hands to heart center. Teaching yoga and living here makes me smile. Inhale. On an exhale, forward fold. Step back into a downward dog. Nice deep V shape. We're just going to do one forearm plank, and then we're going to come down to the mat. So inhale, on an exhale, roll forward. Your toes are separated like two fists in between. Come down onto your forearms. We're not going to interlace our fingers. Your forearms are parallel with the mat, fingers spread wide. Just gazing forward, hips hover above the mat. Still got that nice diagonal line from your shoulders to your heels. We're not staying here long. Let it go. Just relax your hips to the mat. Toes flat on the mat. You're still staying on your forearms. Push on those forearms and look up towards the ceiling. It's a cobra pose. Staying on your forearms. Push your feet, toes into the mat. We're just going to come up into dolphin pose. So push those hips towards the ceiling. You can gaze towards your hands if you want, or look on the mat. If you want to deepen this, maybe you need to step the toes in slightly. Start suck the core in. Release your knees to the mat. Sit back on your heels. Shoulders back. Relax and breathe. That is my bread. That's a sign my bread is ready. Hands to heart center. Take a few breaths here. Relax and breathe. Release your feet to the top of the mat. We're almost finished. So your toes are at the very top of the mat. Reach your hands towards the front, palms facing in. So this is a boat pose. Inhale. On an exhale, you're going to tip on your hips. Relax your shoulders to the mat. Hands are now parallel with your calves. Inhale. On an exhale, raise those toes higher. Lower the shoulders. Hold the pose. This is too much. You can have your toes just touching the mat. Lower the shoulders. Release your feet to the mat. Hug both knees. Forehead to knee. Slowly rise. We're going to come down into Shavasana. The toes are at the top of the mat. Reach your hands towards the front of the mat, shoulder height, palms facing in. Slowly lower yourself to the mat. Sorry, I've got to move my microphone receiver out of the way. Slowly. If you need to place your hands to assist you, palms on the mat. Slowly lower your forearms. Your forearms to the mat. Sorry, ignore my timer. I'll show you my bread afterwards. Pull your knees into your chest. Hug both knees. Just rock from side to side. I always finish my classes in Shavasana because I believe that's the ultimate reward of all of the focus you've given yourself on your breathing, on your alignment, on working the body, and using your mind and your muscles to focus on you. So the reward at the end is to be relaxed and have a free mind, free from every thought. Release your left hand down to the floor. You're just going to roll over into fetal position. Bring your hands to the mat, palms touching. Release your left ear on your mat. And you're going to stay here for a few minutes, just gentle breathing. Just relax and let it go. I'm just going to turn that timer off so it doesn't disturb you. So relax every muscle in your body from your toes creeping all the way up to your mind. It's not easy to keep the mind free. Sometimes we need to be told to let it all go. When you're ready, that's alright, Rod's on the balcony. When you're ready, push yourself up into a seated position. Hands on your knees, shoulders back. Hi, whoever just popped up on Facebook. I'll have a look afterwards when I can see. Can't see a thing from here. Inhale, exhale. Just some gentle breathing. Hands to heart center, shoulders back. Taking the time to honour yourself, to honour everyone on Facebook, for every one of us supporting each other. I actually think in some ways it's been a good thing. We're all communicating with old friends. Rod this morning was having his family chat on Zoom, which maybe we won't all be doing as regular as we are now. So some good things will come from this. I love you all. Always love teaching yoga. My name is Ali. Thank you and namaste. Don't forget, class is 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Would be great to see you all. 3 p.m. in the UK. It would be really good to see you all. I'm here to support you to give yoga. So join me. I love teaching. I love giving. I want to give you all yoga. I'm here for you. See you tomorrow. Bye.